On Saturday, June 14, 2025, Seattle-Tacoma International Airport bustled with the usual weekend rush. The air was thick with anticipation as travelers hurried through the sprawling terminal, each person focused on their own journey. The rhythmic hum of rolling suitcases and the distant echo of boarding calls created a familiar symphony, one that played out every day in airports around the world. Families gathered near the gates, children tugging at their parents' hands, while business travelers checked emails and students scrolled through their phones. The terminal was alive with stories, some embarking on long-awaited vacations, others returning home, and a few simply passing through on their way to somewhere else. The overhead announcements blended with laughter and casual conversation, creating a sense of normalcy and routine. For the 68 passengers boarding Alaska Airlines Flight 2123 to Walla Walla, it was meant to be a quick, uneventful hop across the state. Most expected to be in the air for less than an hour, perhaps catching up on a book or simply gazing out at the patchwork of clouds below. There was no reason to expect anything out of the ordinary. The flight crew moved with practiced efficiency, performing their pre-flight checks and welcoming passengers with warm smiles. Luggage was stowed, seatbelts clicked, and the gentle murmur of conversation filled the cabin. The Embraer 175 pushed back from the gate right on time, its engines humming with quiet promise. Outside, ground crews orchestrated the familiar dance of airport life, directing planes, loading luggage, and ensuring every detail was in place. Their movements were precise, almost choreographed, a testament to the countless flights that had come and gone before. The atmosphere was peaceful, almost serene. Sunlight streamed through the tall windows, casting long shadows across the polished floors. There was no hint, no warning, of the chaos that was about to unfold. In the cockpit, the pilots received their clearance to taxi, exchanging routine words with air traffic control. For everyone on board, it was business as usual, a routine flight, a familiar route, and a sense of quiet confidence that comes from repetition. Passengers gazed out the windows, some lost in thought, others chatting quietly or adjusting their seats. No one suspected that their ordinary afternoon was about to be shattered, that in just moments their lives would be changed forever. The calm was about to break, thrusting everyone, passengers, crew, and even those on the ground, into a crisis that would ripple far beyond Seattle, leaving a mark on all who experienced it. As Flight 2123 taxied for takeoff, a passenger made a chilling direct threat. There was a bomb on board. Instantly, the cabin's calm turned to confusion and fear. The crew, trained for emergencies, acted without hesitation, alerting the captain and initiating security protocols. The pilots halted the plane and notified air traffic control, triggering a rapid airport-wide response. Emergency vehicles converged on the aircraft, and the threat transformed a routine flight into a terrifying ordeal. Passengers, trapped and anxious, could only trust the crew and authorities to manage the crisis. The flight and cabin crew's training kicked in immediately. The captain taxied the plane to a remote area, isolating it from terminals and other aircraft. Calmly, the crew prepared passengers for evacuation, keeping panic at bay. Emergency responders, police, FBI, fire, and rescue secured the scene and coordinated with the crew. The priority: evacuate everyone safely and neutralize the threat. Passengers left all belongings behind and were guided onto waiting buses. They were transported to the terminal for further screening and interviews. The operation was swift, efficient, and a testament to rigorous preparation. Every second counted, and the crew's composure made all the difference. With the threat confirmed, SeaTac Airport went into full lockdown. The FAA issued a ground stop, no departures, no arrivals, and planes in the air were diverted or held in holding patterns. 2 runways closed, and the airport's usual rhythm froze. Inside, tension replaced excitement as announcements of indefinite delays echoed through the terminals. Departure boards flashed delayed and cancelled, stranding thousands. The shutdown's ripple effects spread nationwide, underscoring the uncompromising priority of safety. Shutting down a major hub is costly and disruptive, but in aviation, security always comes first. The airport's transformation was swift and absolute. The incident at SeaTac sent shockwaves through the national airspace. What began as a single threat at one airport quickly rippled outward, affecting not just Seattle, but the entire country. Within minutes, the routine hum of airport life was replaced by confusion and uncertainty, as travelers and staff tried to make sense of the unfolding situation. Flights across the country were delayed or cancelled as the network backed up. Departure boards lit up with red warnings, and terminals that should have been bustling with activity instead filled with anxious faces and unanswered questions. The disruption was immediate and widespread, with airports from coast to coast feeling the effects. Flight tracking maps showed a void over Seattle, with planes circling or diverting to other cities. Pilots and air traffic controllers worked frantically to reroute aircraft, creating a complex web of new flight paths. The airspace above the Pacific Northwest became a patchwork of holding patterns and emergency landings, as safety took priority over schedules. Airlines scrambled to reroute aircraft and crews, while passengers from Boston to Los Angeles faced cascading delays. For many, travel plans were thrown into chaos, with missed connections and uncertain arrivals. Airline staff worked overtime to provide updates and rebook flights, but the sheer scale of the disruption made it nearly impossible to keep up. Officially, 6 flights were cancelled and 2 diverted, but hundreds more were delayed, creating a domino effect. Each delay rippled outward, affecting not just those in Seattle, but travelers and crews across the nation. The impact was felt in every corner of the aviation system, from baggage handlers to pilots, and from small regional airports to the busiest hubs. The disruption highlighted the fragility of the aviation system. One threat in Seattle, chaos everywhere. It exposed just how dependent we are on seamless coordination and how quickly that can unravel. For hours, air traffic controllers juggled a flood of changes, while passengers waited in long lines, hoping for answers. Airlines and passengers alike felt the impact for hours, even days. Some travelers spent the night in terminals, while others missed important events or connections. The emotional toll was as real as the logistical one, with frustration and exhaustion visible everywhere you looked. The event was a stark reminder of how interconnected and vulnerable the system is. A single incident in one city can bring the entire network to a standstill, underscoring the need for resilience and rapid response in the face of unexpected threats. With everyone safely evacuated from the aircraft, the immediate danger to human life was averted, but the situation was far from over. The focus now shifted to the aircraft itself, which stood empty on the tarmac, its fate uncertain as emergency protocols kicked into high gear. Bomb squads from the Port of Seattle Police and the FBI arrived swiftly, launching a meticulous and methodical search. Every overhead bin, every seat pocket, and every inch of the cargo hold was inspected with painstaking care. The teams moved with precision, knowing that even the smallest oversight could have catastrophic consequences. Specially trained canine units, their senses honed for detecting explosives, swept through the plane and the mountain of luggage left behind. Advanced detection equipment was deployed, scanning for any trace of hazardous materials or suspicious devices, ensuring nothing was missed. Meanwhile, law enforcement officers fanned out to interview passengers and crew. Each person's account was crucial, helping investigators reconstruct the timeline and understand the nature of the threat. Every detail, no matter how small, was carefully documented. Every item, from suitcases to carry-ons, was treated as potentially dangerous until it could be conclusively cleared. Security personnel worked methodically, opening and inspecting each bag, searching for anything out of the ordinary. The operation was deliberate and thorough, reflecting the gravity of any bomb threat. No shortcuts were taken, and every protocol was followed to the letter, ensuring the safety of everyone at the airport. Dozens of personnel from multiple agencies, police, fire, emergency medical teams, and federal investigators worked in seamless coordination. Their combined expertise and training were vital in managing the complex and high-stakes situation. The cost, effort, and resources devoted to the operation were immense. But in matters of public safety, there could be no compromise. Every action taken was a testament to the unwavering commitment to protect lives. The sight of the empty plane, encircled by bomb experts and emergency vehicles, stood as a powerful symbol. A reminder that, above all else, The safety of passengers and crew will always come first in the world of air travel. After hours of searching, the bomb squad declared the aircraft safe. No explosives found. The threat was a hoax, but the response was justified and necessary. The suspect was taken into custody immediately after evacuation and handed over to the FBI. Making threats against an aircraft is a serious federal crime, carrying severe penalties. The ground stop was lifted, and SeaTac slowly resumed operations, though delays persisted. Alaska Airlines praised the professionalism of their crew and the patience of passengers. Officials confirmed that all protocols were followed and the coordinated response kept everyone safe. The system worked as designed, averting potential catastrophe. The ordeal ended with relief, but the disruption lingered. For the passengers and crew of Flight 2123, the day was marked by fear and uncertainty. Their calm cooperation, guided by the crew, was crucial to the safe outcome. Thousands of other travelers faced missed connections and long delays, but most understood the necessity. Airline staff and gate agents managed frustration with patience and professionalism. The incident highlighted the immense pressure on aviation workers, who are both service providers and the first line of security. Ultimately, the event showcased the resilience and cooperation of everyone involved. The chaos at SeaTac was a powerful reminder of the invisible shield protecting every flight. Security protocols, often taken for granted, are the result of decades of learning and relentless training. The swift, coordinated response to Flight 2123's threat showed the system's strength. One individual's actions disrupted thousands, but the collective effort kept everyone safe. Security is a shared responsibility. Crew, authorities, and passengers all play a role. The incident proved that when a threat emerges, the system is ready to respond. Delays and empty runways weren't failures. They were evidence of a system that puts human life above all else.